Indie developers as of late seem to be in a relentless pursuit of creating games that recapture the feeling of some good old retro games, specifically from the original PlayStation era. That is, if they aren't too busy making the next roguelike deck builder. Holy shit, that genre is oversaturated. Lunacid tries to be just that, a new game that looks old and takes huge inspiration from series like Kingsfield, which was actually FromSoftwares' first gig as a video game developer. Something Dark Souls. Lunacid manages to perfectly emulate that specific FromSoft brand feeling of loneliness as you make your way through its decrepit underground halls, tombs, and cave networks, after being cast into this well which acts as a portal between the normal world and the horrors that wait below. This well was initially constructed with the goal of disposing of criminals and other undesirables in mind, but this was only possible because of some weird snake that kinda melted the moon, and the resulting slop kinda made humanity crash out and also create this underground horror show or whatever. Yeah, listen, I don't know what's happening here with the story, but this game's main strength, and the reason why I actually finished it and wanted to talk about it, was the atmosphere and level design. The visuals, the soundtrack, and the sound effects, the actual themes of each level, everything just works together so well that I couldn't help but want to explore it all. And on the topic of exploration, this is a game that wants you to get lost. And trust me, you will. There's no in-game map, and you have to try to remember all the twists and turns in order to find your way back to safety or progress. There's this one tomb level which had me stumped for ages, and I just had no idea how to get to the next area. And I usually don't get scared by games, but the atmosphere in this place was just so tense and oppressing that I occasionally got jump scared by these fucking disembodied horse heads. Who the hell designed? So yeah, it took me a while of running in circles and at some point running into the Grim Reaper? Yeah, I don't know. Until I finally found out that you have to use a stupid coffin spell to create a platform to climb up some stupid ledge to flip a fucking switch. What in the Scooby-Doo-ass game is this? The game actually kept surprising me with unique ways to solve puzzles in order to progress, which made it very difficult at times, but also very rewarding in the end. One thing to note, however, is that Lunacid has a lot, and I mean a lot, of illusory walls that sometimes can even hide the entrance to a completely new zone behind them. Once I realized that, a lot of my gameplay started to look like this. You don't really need to do this. If you're close enough to the wall, you will get a prompt, but my ape brain just decided to smack every wall. And at this point, I'm sure that many of you are wondering why I haven't talked about the combat in Lunacid yet, and that's for a very simple reason. The combat isn't exactly deep or engaging. Since you spend most of your time just circle strafing around enemies while pressing one button, get the right timing for bonus damage, just like you would in an old PS1 game of this genre. The various spells that you can find hidden around the world definitely spice things up a bit, but they also just work the exact same as your regular weapon, so it's not the most riveting stuff. Although there are some very unique spells to find, like the coffin one that I mentioned. For the sake of not spoiling too much, I will leave it at that. If you enjoy getting lost in a very atmospheric underground world filled with secrets and weird creatures, this game is a blast, and I would recommend you to give it a try. And with that, I can give you my official rating for Lunacid. At least it's not a roguelike deck builder out of 10.